California is ground zero for artificial intelligence. It's this place of incredible promise, right? But with all that power comes some really, really big risks. As AI gets woven into pretty much everything we do, from our hospitals to our local community services, a whole new kind of battleground has opened up.
And that brings us to the big question, maybe the question of our time. When an algorithm can make a decision that changes your life, who's watching out for you? Who makes sure these incredibly powerful tools are actually used for good? Well, this is the story of the new guardians who are rising to meet that exact challenge.
All right, so let's dive in. We're stepping onto this new AI frontier together. The rules are literally being written as we speak. And for organizations all across the state, the stakes, well, they have never been higher. And this right here, this says it all. Thinking about AI compliance isn't just a job for the IT department anymore. Nope. For leaders in healthcare, at nonprofits, and in public agencies, this is now a top-level boardroom conversation. It's about strategy, it's about ethics, and honestly, it's about survival. And listen, these threats, they aren't some far-off abstract idea. We are talking about catastrophic fines that could absolutely cripple a community health clinic. We're talking about operational shutdowns that could stop vital services in their tracks. And think about the reputational harm, the damage to trust, when you find out an algorithm is biased. The legal liability is just massive. And trying to navigate all this, it's treacherous. So with all these dangers lurking, you've got to ask, who's going to step up? Well, a new kind of hero is emerging. A specialist who is trained to navigate this super complex world and protect our communities. Let's meet these AI guardians. They're called California Certified AI Compliance Officers, or CCAICOs for short. Just think of them as the essential defenders in this new digital age. Their whole job, their entire purpose, is to master California's very unique and very complex AI laws, so they can be a shield for the organizations they serve. And this quote, man, it just nails their mission. These folks aren't just paper pushers checking boxes. They are champions of ethical AI. They go deep into the legal code, not just to stay out of trouble, but to make sure that technology is serving people fairly and justly. Every hero has an origin story. So how exactly is an AI guardian forged? Let's take a look at the really rigorous training and certification process that gets them ready for their mission. And this is so important. Becoming this kind of expert has to be accessible. The CCICO certification is actually run by a nonprofit, which means tuition is roughly half of what for-profit commercial programs charge. This opens the door for heroes to come from the very community organizations that need them the most, not just big corporations with deep pockets. So the path to getting certified, it's a clear three-step journey. It all starts with enrolling in this mission-driven program. Then you do a serious deep dive. 12 different training modules that cover everything from California's specific AI laws to ethics, and even the tech skills you need to audit an algorithm. And then it all comes down to a final, tough assessment to prove you're ready. And let me tell you, that final assessment, it is no joke. The final exam has 177 questions, and it's designed to have the same level of analytical rigor as the bar exam for lawyers. I mean, think about that. This isn't just some certificate you get for showing up. It's a real credential that shows a super high standard of expertise. These guardians are tested and they are proven. Okay, so our hero is trained, they're certified, now what? What does a day in the life actually look like? What are their core duties when they're out there on the job, protecting their organization? This table really breaks down their superpowers into actual real-world actions. So for legal and policy, they're the ones writing the rulebook, making sure their organization follows key state laws. As a risk assessor, they basically become a detective. They're auditing AI systems, asking the tough questions, like, is our hiring algorithm accidentally screening out qualified women? They also design secure data systems, they lead the charge when something goes wrong with an AI, and this is so critical, they make sure a human being is always in the loop for the most important decisions. You see, the work of just one of these guardians, it has ripple effects way beyond their own organization. By doing their job and doing it well, they are all collectively helping build a much safer and much more equitable future for everyone in California.
This quote really gets to the heart of it all. This mission is so much bigger than just avoiding some fines. It's about actively shaping the future. It is a proactive fight to make sure that as our world gets more automated, it also gets more fair, more just, and more in line with our best human values. And you can see that impact right here. Of course, they reduce legal risk, and that is absolutely vital. But just as important, their work actively pushes for social equity by fighting bias. And all of that builds up community trust by making these AI systems more transparent and more accountable to all of us.
And what's really cool is that this whole movement fits perfectly with California's goal to prioritize skills over degrees. It creates these amazing, accessible career paths for all kinds of people. It proves you don't need a specific, fancy degree to be a guardian of our digital future. What you need are the right skills and the right mission.
All right, so we've met these new guardians. We've seen how they're trained, and we totally get their vital mission. The last question is, what about you? How can you join the cause?
Getting started is actually pretty straightforward. There are a few ways to jump in. You can start by getting informed. There's a free AI policy book you can download. You can get advice for your own organization with a complimentary consultation. Or, if you feel the call and you're ready to step up, you can apply directly to become a certified AI guardian yourself. So here's the bottom line. Don't wait for a crisis. Don't wait for the penalties to start rolling in. The time to act is right now. It's time to lead your organization, to audit your systems, and to influence the future of responsible AI in California. The mission is waiting.